Bandits demand 1 billion naira for abducted 287 Kaduna school children as military vows to victims. Police recover body of slain Rivers DPO and Bashim. President Tinubu sends new request seeking to repeal Student Loan Act amid launch delays. 60 migrants feared drowned crossing Mediterranean from Libya. Hello again and welcome to the news update at this hour on Trust Television. I am Aisha Salihu. We begin with the security update, where abductors of over 287 school children in Kuriga village of Chikun local government area of Kaduna State have reportedly demanded a ransom of 1 billion naira from the victims' families. The bandits, it was gathered, called to ask for the ransom, which they claimed should be paid within the next 20 days. One of the community youth leaders, Aminu Kuriga, who confirmed the phone call, said the people were very worried. Gunmen had invaded the school last Thursday morning shortly after the assembly session and abducted the pupils and some staff members of the school. The state governor, Ubasani, visited the community hours after the abduction and assured the parents that the government would ensure all the children returned unharmed. Also, the military has vowed to rescue the over 200 school children who were recently abducted by bandits in Kaduna State. While addressing a press conference in Abuja on the activities of the armed forces in the last 2 weeks, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said the military is committed to rescuing all kidnapped victims and hurt. The defense spokesman during the Thursday event, however, blamed school owners for failing to report cases of abduction to security agencies on time. He also blamed the recent kidnapping of some internally displaced persons in Gamboru, Ngala, Borno State on their disobedience to instructions as they left the camp in search of firewood without informing camp officials. More on security matters, Governor Agbu Kefas of Taraba State has condemned the attack on a mass transit vehicle conveying passengers to Mehola in Bali local government area of the state. 7 passengers were killed in the attack. In a statement issued on Thursday in Jalingo, the state capital, the governor warned against groups or individuals taking the law into their hands. The statement, issued on behalf of the governor by the Commissioner of Information and Reorientation, Zainab Usman Jalingo, also directed the security agencies to go after those behind the attack. While consoling families of those that lost their lives, the governor promised to collaborate with the security operatives to fish out the perpetrators. In Rivers State, the police command has retrieved the body of slain divisional police officer of Ahoda Division, Bako Angbashim. Angbashim was murdered by a suspected cult gang led by Gift Okpara, aka Tubaba, in September 2023. Members of the Iceland cult gang had ambushed Angbashim, captured and decapitated his body in Odiemode community in Ahoda East local government area of the state and fled with his remains on September 8, 2023. 6 months after, Police Public Relations Officer of the Rivers Police Command, Grace Ringe Koko, said the Force Intelligence Bureau stormed the camp of the recently deceased cult kingpin Gift Okpara and discovered a shallow grave from where the remains of late SP Angbashim were exhumed and recovered. The police spokesperson said the recovery was made during a joint operation by tactical squads from the command and personnel from the Force Intelligence Bureau on the camp of the killed cult kingpin. Nine suspected fake soldiers have been paraded by the 81 Division of the Nigerian Army. They were arrested at various places in Lagos and environs, putting on military camouflage. Parading the suspects at the 81 Division headquarters, spokesman of the division, Lieutenant Colonel Olalekan Ayeni, said the general officer commanding 81 Division has resolved to flush out all elements giving the army bad names in and around the area of its supervision. Reports say one of the suspects, Miss Vivian Titus, is said to have been paraded up to 7 times for the same offense. Some of the fake soldiers narrated their level of involvement in the allegations leveled against them.
I was escorting a vehicle.
Okay, you were escorting a vehicle. But why did you desert in the first place and then you want to wear the uniform? Okay, you were dismissed. And but you still love the job. Yes. Why don't you go through the proper channel to come back?
Still processing it.
Okay, they're still processing it. So do you feel any remorse of what you did?
I feel very bad.
And now, away from security matters, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has transmitted the students' loans bill to the House of Representatives for consideration. He transmitted the bill through a letter addressed to the Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, on Thursday. The Student Loan Access to Higher Education Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2024 seeks to enhance the implementation of the Higher Education Student Loan Scheme by addressing challenges related to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, applicant eligibility requirements, loan purpose, funding sources, as well as disbursement and repayment procedures. The Speaker, who read the letter at Thursday's plenary, said the President is hopeful that the submission will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the House of Representatives. The Federal Capital Territory Minister N1bn has expressed satisfaction with the feedback from FCT residents regarding the ongoing road projects in the nation's capital. Wike made this known during a media briefing with journalists in Abuja. Habibat Ajayi has details of the story.
The media briefing aimed to provide updates on ongoing projects in the FCT to Nigerians, particularly residents of the nation's capital city. Minister Wike shared insight into funding sources for various projects across the FCT, emphasized the recent appointments were intended to instill hope among civil servants.
I have come here to give people hope. I didn't come to kill their hope. I said you need hope. If the law says this, why not implement it? I'm here to implement the law. And I said, Mr. Minister, go and implement. If not for somebody like Mr. President, no way. So many people fought the implementation of this 2018 Act. And you ask, what are you losing? That the law says they should have their own civil service commission.
Wike also urged the senator representing the FCT, Senator Reti, to fulfill her role following her allegations of being sidelined in project activities.
This is the senator of FCT. Said, Wike is busy scraping roads. Everybody is commending what is going on in FCT. You are busy. Said that he's not carrying me along. I'm supposed to be the eye of FCT. That's lawmaking. That's lawmaking. The eye of FCT in terms of implementing Mr. President's agenda is me.
The minister further disclosed that numerous appointments were made in the FCT both before and after the president's inauguration, underscoring the government's commitment to enhancing infrastructure and governance in the territory. Habibat Ajayi, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, business owners in Benue bemoaned the high circulation of mutilated notes on their operations. More news when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. But if you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust Television. Now let's take a look at a recap of some of our top stories. We told you that bandits demand 1 billion naira for abducted 287 Kaduna school children as military vows to rescue victims. Police recover body of slain Rivers DPO and Bashim. And now moving on to more stories. The Kaduna Area Command of the Nigeria Customs Service on Wednesday released 6 seized trucks loaded with assorted grains to their owners. This is in line with the directives of President Bola Tinubu through the Controller General of the Service, Adewale Adeniyi, during his recent working visit to Kaduna State. Abdullahi Yamadi has the rest of the story.
The Kaduna Area Controller of Customs, Muhammad Umar, while handing over the detained goods to the owners, warned that the grains must be sold within the Nigerian territory and to Nigerian people. He mentioned that the 6 released trucks suspected to be heading to Niger Republic were intercepted sometime in February 2024 around Mayadua local government area of Kaduna State and brought to the customs house. The Customs Command, in collaboration with the Federal Intelligence Unit, led the operation and vowed that the officials will continue to monitor activities of the traders with a view to addressing hunger and the ever-increasing prices of essential commodities in the country.
The response to the presidential directive is to ensure food security and alleviate the hardship faced in the country. To ensure the directive is complied with, the command, in collaboration with the Customs Intelligence Unit, CIU Federal Operation Unit, and the Joint Border Patrol Team, to be closely monitored by the task force in order not to be allowed to smuggle out of the country.
The Kaduna Customs boss noted that the customs officials under the leadership of the Controller General Adewale Adeniyi will continue to foster constructive collaboration with the border communities to ensure security and the ease of doing business. He therefore called for a synergy between the service and residents of border communities that will help in checking the excesses of unpatriotic elements smuggling food and other essential commodities out of Nigeria. According to the Kaduna Customs Area Controller, Muhammad Umar, there is no better time to do that than now, considering the hunger facing Nigerians, especially at the border areas. While receiving the seized goods on behalf of the owners, the Mayadua Local Council Chairman Salisuna Allah and the Chief of Staff Government House Kaduna Jabiru Sauri appreciated the service and Nigeria's president, assuring that the traders will adhere strictly to the presidential directives.
This is a very huge gesture coming from Nigerian Customs Service, owing to the order of Mr. President to release the seized assorted grains to the owners. But this demonstrates the willingness and the intention of the Nigerian government and the customs authorities towards food security in the nation.
Public commentators in Kaduna are saying the released grains are too insignificant to impact on the current economic and food crisis facing the country, and urged the government to, as a matter of urgency, import food to crush the increasing hike of food items. Many Nigerians are waiting anxiously to see how the land borders reopening amidst Naira devaluation will break the chain of hunger and starvation ravaging millions of families in the country. Abdullahi Izumayamadi, Trust Television News, Kaduna.
Business operators in Makadi, the Benue State capital, have expressed dissatisfaction with the impact of mutilated Naira notes on their operations. Speaking with Trust TV's Jimmy Azande, the operators lamented that the Naira notes, especially the 200 Naira and 100 Naira denominations, have been negatively affecting their businesses as most customers are rejecting them for being mutilated. The report.
According to business operators, those most affected are traders who travel to the villages to buy or sell. They say the villagers outrightly reject some of the notes which are issued from the bank.
We dey suffer about the bad money because as dem come buy market for us, we as a business person, we no go fit put that money well until when we sell the market finish before we arrange am. Before we arranging this bad money, some dem go tear. We no go fit carry am go bush market wey we buy because those bush market they no have bank.
This bad currency, the thing, the issue is going too much. You see, there's one time where one old woman come give me 200 naira, say, I beg my pikin, this 200 naira too bad for me. I no fit use am. Now I have mercy with the woman, come give am the 200 naira wey good. So for me to use the bad currency, that 200 naira, I no fit use am.
Motorcycle operators who are also affected, however, say they use them at gas stations when purchasing petrol.
Especially in the village people they will not collect. But we Okada rider, people can feel it and give to us. When we stretch it, the money will not go. So they will tell us that you use the money and go and buy fuel. So when we take it to the station, they used to collect it. But when you collect and give to someone, they will not collect.
Difficult. But most of our customers too, they are understandable these days. Because most of the times they are the one who brings the money to us, knowing fully well that everybody complains about the level or the way the money looks like now. No matter how dirty we collect them, because most of the time they tell us to go and buy food.
Important thing, naira of 100 naira, we have to arrange 100 naira because I don't know whether in central bank they don't have 100 naira again in central bank. It's all currency. We are seeing 100 naira outside. Everyone that you see 100 naira, we give somebody, we refuse that. I will never collect this money because of the 100 naira is too bad.
They are hopeful that the government will do something urgently to avert this situation.
And when you want to bank to withdraw the money, they cannot give up 100. Sometimes the 200 too is very hard to in the bank to give us the money. But right now, this 100 naira is so scattered. It's not well arranged. When I give customers, sometimes customers say, they will not take this money. Maybe if they give the money to others now, others will not be able to take. Even right now, I gave one woman 100 naira now. She said when she go to the market to buy something now, they do not take the money, will bring it back.
These mutilated notes, they say, sometimes lead to poor patronage for small businesses that depend on cash transactions in smaller denominations. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Jimmy Azande there in Benue State. Now, away from Nigeria, at least 60 people are feared to have drowned on a vessel carrying migrants across the Mediterranean from Libya to Italy or Malta. Operators of a charity rescue group said on Thursday. The group, SOS Mediterranean, said it rescued 25 people in a very weak condition in coordination with the Italian Coast Guard on Wednesday, adding that 2 unconscious people were flown to Sicily by helicopter. The Central Mediterranean is one of the world's deadliest migration routes. According to United Nations Migration Agency, almost 2,500 migrants died or went missing attempting the crossing last year and 226 since the start of 2024. There was no immediate comment from the Italian Coast Guard. In a post on X on Wednesday, the SOS Mediterranean said its Ocean Viking vessel had evacuated 25 people spotted using binoculars who were on a rubber boat drifting in the Libyan search and rescue area. The charity said it picked up a further 113 people, including 2 children, from a wooden boat and 88 from a parked rubber dinghy in rescue operations on Wednesday and Thursday. And in sports, the Nigeria's handball team on Wednesday began their campaign at African Games in Accra, Ghana, with a comfortable 38-19 victory over Togo. Cosmos Chukwuemeka, the media assistant, Handball Federation of Nigeria, stated this in a statement in Lagos State. He said that coach Rafiu Salami's men continued where they left off from the African Men's Handball Nations Cup, which held in Egypt. African champions Egypt defeated Mali 49-16 in the other game. Still in sports, The Confederation of African Football has acceded to a request by the Nigeria Football Federation to move next month's Women's Olympic Football Tournament final qualifying fixture first leg encounter between Nigeria and South Africa by 1 hour. NFF's Director of Competitions, Ruth David, said NFF wrote CAF concerning the hot climatic condition at the moment to move the kickoff from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the interest of the players, and CAF acceded to the request for the match to commence at 5 p.m. at the MKO Abiola National Stadium. The game, which is the opening leg of the fixture, will determine which of the two teams will be one of Africa's two flag bearers at this year's Women's Olympic Football Tournament in France, initially scheduled to start at 4 p.m. on Friday, 5th April. Meanwhile, the South African Football Association has now chosen the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria for the return leg on Tuesday, 9th April. The encounter will commence at 7:30 p.m. South African time, that is 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. And that concludes the news update at this hour. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time.